Hello, everyone. Luis Concepcion here from Strategic Profit Line Trading, coming to you with the plan of the week for week number one for 2025. First and foremost, Happy New Year, and I hope everyone is doing well. And we're going to kick off the year on a good start and a good note. As always, here's our disclosures. This information is for educational purposes only, not providing any investment advice. This is not tailored to any individual. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and all investments involve risk. I got a couple of announcements before I get into it this year. So let's go on the changes that I've made and things that you should or should know. So first and foremost, if you haven't checked out my blog already, feel free to go to the website. And under news, I post articles when earnings is coming up, and our website is splllc.com. So if you haven't done that already, feel free to check out the news and the blog that I post on social media. If you're not following me on social media, go ahead and do so. But if you just want to go check out the blogs, feel free to just go to the website and the news. Additionally, we're going to a subscription-based model this year, where for those of you who don't need a course and you just want to join our Discord, or you want a weekly email of trades, or just join our chat, feel free to check out our memberships. And if you want to have a conversation with me, feel free to go to the website and just schedule a 30-minute meeting consultation to see if we are the right fit for you. First trade is in the book for the year and turned a $75 profit per contract. So we're getting off to a good start. All right, moving along. As always, I'm going to cover the news, provide a market overview, and then we have 80 companies reporting earnings this week. Here's our week 51 results. We did not trade in week 52, but we did finish the year strong. 16 zones provided. We went 6-1, no entry on 9. And obviously nothing is in progress because we're starting a whole new year. So with week one, this is what the earnings outlook looks like. Nothing major, nothing big on the big companies, but we do have some opportunities that I'll provide you zones for. And I went ahead and I updated week 51 with our wins and losses, and we finished out the year 145 wins, 38 losses. So pretty good year. And let's try to replicate the same thing and get off to a good start this year. All right, getting into the news for the week. On Monday should be a quiet day. We don't have any major events during the market open, so be mindful of that. So Monday should be a pretty slow, steady day. Moving on to Tuesday. On Tuesday, pre-market, I apologize. 30 minutes after the market, we got PMI and jobs opening report. So 30 minutes after the open, be mindful of possible volatility. After market, Australian dollar does have their CPI report. So for those of you trading futures and Forex, be aware of that. Moving on to Wednesday is when we have pre-market volatility. You can see we have non-farm employment change and unemployment claims hour before the market. So depending on how those reports react and publish, we may have some volatility into the open. As you can see, at 11 o'clock midday, we got FOMC meetings. So we have some volatility pre-market and during the day. So be mindful of that on Wednesday. No major news events on Thursday as the U.S. stock market is closed in recognition of Jimmy Carter's passing on January 9th. So maybe a slow day. So be mindful of that on Wednesday. For those of you trading, you may want to close your trades on Wednesday, unless you're okay with reacting to the market on Friday morning after one-day closure. Then, as you can see on Friday, Canadian dollar has an employment change and unemployment rate pre-market. And then, as always, the first Friday of the month, we have non-farm and unemployment change for the U.S. market. So be mindful of that. And that is also going to be pre-market. So it may cause some extra volatility on Friday due to the market closure on Thursday. And then some reports that are going to be released Friday morning. All right, moving into the charts and starting with the SPX for week number 1. As you can see, we have some volatility. At the end of the year, we dropped some, came back, dropped, and then we're coming back to the middle. We did form a supply zone here on the SPX. Just be mindful that this zone has already worked one time. So coming back into this zone may be a little bit aggressive if you're looking to utilize it once again. The zone on the supply side is going to be 60.3361 to 60.9260. Again, be mindful that this zone has already worked once. On the downside, you can see we still have a gap to fill, and the first demand zone I have for you is 57.4289 to 56.9235, and that's going to be the SPX. So right now, and again, probably until the 22nd, we might be sideways based off of the new administration taking over. So don't be surprised at that. Just understand we are in the middle of both our levels and zones. Moving on to the NASDAQ. So for the NASDAQ, and there goes our lines. As you can see, this was our level that I gave prior to the year ending. It has held twice. We came in here once, took off, came in here again, took off, back to the middle. This level is still intact at 29.3203 to 26.10. Because this has worked, I'm going to change the level and just move it down to right where we hit. If you want to utilize this level again, it's going to be 28.08 to 26.10. And on the supply side, 21.913 to 22.076. That's going to do it for the NASDAQ. I'm going to adjust this level here just so that we are good. But again, if you want a better entry, the 2800 area will be better to enter on the NASDAQ. Moving on to the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones showing a little bit more weakness than the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. However, we did leave some supply behind. We didn't make it to our level. However, the Dow Jones has closed its gap, unlike the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, so showing a little bit more weakness. First level I have for you on the Dow Jones is going to be 417.45 to 414.21. Be mindful that this zone has worked already. And on the supply side, 446.77 to 450.94. Moving on to the rut. So this level held for us last year. This is the last level I gave, and it worked. It popped its head over here, but if you would have traded options, you would have been fine. We have left an additional supply zone for those of you who are still short from the rut. The supply level I have for you is 23.3373 to 23.70. Be mindful this is somewhat of an aggressive zone. And our level here has held as well, 22.27 to 21.95. You can see we came out of here once, came out of here twice. I wouldn't utilize this again. This is an aggressive level. If the rut decides to drop, we will go ahead and don't utilize this level as it's aggressive. However, with that being said, given the climate until the 22nd, I will not be surprised if the rut gets back into a sideways range and we just do this for the remainder till the new administration takes over before the market decides what it's going to do. All right, getting into earnings for the week. First company I have for you is CMC, ticker symbol CMC. On the demand side, 46.40 to 44.97, and on the supply side, 61.32 to 63.50. Next company is RPM. On the demand side, 97.90 to 95.35, and on the supply side, 131.18 to 135.05. Next company is APO, ticker symbol APOG. On the demand side, 55.23 to 50.79, and on the supply side, 82.85 to 85.30. Next company is Lindsay, ticker symbol LNN. On the demand side, 94.87 to 80.74, and on the supply side, 150.48 to 159.71. Next company, AZZ, ticker symbol. On the demand side, 64.98 to 61.66, and on the supply side, 93.44 to 98.10. Next company is AAR Corp, ticker symbol AIR. On the demand side, 54.12 to 51.43, and on the supply side, 72.93 to 76.34. Next company is Calm. There is no supply. However, the first demand level I have for you is at 76.99 to 72.30. Next company, RELL, Richardson Electronics. On the demand side, 924 to 898, and on the supply side, 1632 to 1728. Next company is MSC, which is Merrill Lynch. And I think I put this in here by mistake this week, and I don't have any levels for you. Next company is Healy, Helen of Troy. On the demand side, 49.75 to 39.54. And on the supply side, 95.58 to 101.30. On the demand side, be cognizant in the event of an overshoot. We have another level at 35.44 to 27.65. This 49 level has already worked already. Next company, UNF, UniFirst. On the demand side, 157.35 to 149.53, and another level right below it at 146.12 to 132.78. I don't believe I have supply for you on this company. Next is SAR. As you can see, this is the zone that's already held and it's already worked. That supply level is going to be 25.44 to 27 even on the supply side. On the demand side, 21.14 to 20.14. Next company is going to be GBX. On the supply side, this level has already worked. It is a large level, 68.20 to 78.32. And on the demand side, 52.50 to 51.15. Next company is going to be KB Home. Yeah, KB. And I think this is the wrong ticker symbol. It should be KBH. There we go. KB Homes. So on the demand side, 51.66 to 49.77, and on the supply side, 82.64 to 84.38. Next company is going to be Dell. No supply on this company. First level is going to be 76.59 to 74.23 on the demand side. In the event of an overshoot, you got 68.61 to 65.48. And the last company I have for you is SNX. On the demand side, 106.13 to 104.19, and on the supply side, 129.32 to 133.79. And that's going to do it for us this week on the charts. For those of you who are not following me on social media, go ahead and do so. Do me a favor and hit like on this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to email me. For those of you who are looking to obtain a membership with us, feel free to schedule a meeting on our website. And I look forward to seeing and speaking to each and every one of you. Let's have a successful year. Till next time, happy trading. See you next week.